In a small village in Igbo land, there lived the most beautiful girl, tall, dark and well-shaped. She was from a rich family, both parents alive. Her name is Amaka. She was the only child of her parents. Her parents donated to the community countless time with schools, hospital, church and bowl-hole water. Suddenly the worst happened. On fateful afternoon, while Amaka parents while driving home from a community gathering, they had a terrible accident and died instantly. Amaka cried for weeks until she began thin. She couldn't imagine life without her lovely parents, the family which she once had. The only surviving relative was Auntie Chioma, the wicked woman, who was known for her wayward life. Amaka moved in with Auntie Chioma and her 2 children, since she can't stay alone in her house. From the day Amaka stepped foot into Auntie Chioma's house, she stopped going to school. She turned into a slave. She would cook, wash and sweep the compound alone. She would fetch water 3 times a day, while the 2 other children stay at home doing nothing. They weren't going to school either. They were wayward as their mother, always hanging around with village boys, moving from one corner to another. Suddenly Auntie Chioma and her children started planning and how to reap Amaka off everything she had. They deceive her into agreeing to sell her father's properties so she can go back to school because everyone in the village won't buy it without her permission. Knowing who she was, Amaka accepted and all the properties were sold. Weeks later, Auntie Chioma sold Amaka off because of money to a rich old man enough to her father. Amaka pleaded with her to even be the slave she used to be, but Auntie Chioma refused and pushed her out, saying, "Get out of my house, you evil girl. You killed your parents. You can't kill me too." Amaka left with tears in her eyes. Her husband, Mr. Ikena, was a very rich man, just like her father. He treated Amaka with so much respect, since he just wanted someone to stay with him at his old age. Amaka had domestic staffs doing the chores. He opened several business for her. Amaka was happy that she's comfortable. She became a madam of her own because everything was going well. Back home, Auntie Chioma and her 2 children are seen always having quarrels since she didn't train them well. They will even beat her up in some cases. Amara, Auntie Chioma's first daughter, got pregnant for a village boy and refused to marry him since he was poor. She secretly drank abortion medicine and died from bleeding. Oluchi, the second daughter, also got pregnant few weeks after her sister's demise. Everything went worst. She needed her mother since she was the only one to support her. She begged for mercy and was forgiven. Oluchi is seen hawking fruits in the village market square just to feed, until she went into labor and gave birth for a son. Things became more tough for them since an extra burden have added. They could barely feed. They were dying of hunger. Then they remember Amaka, the once rejected girl. They went in search of her and asked for mercy. They cried and begged, but Amaka only gave them the option of working for her as her staff. It was so humiliating, but they had no choice. Auntie Chioma was in charge of cooking while Oluchi was washing her clothes. Days passed into months. When Amaka decided to let her heart love again, she forgave them and they lived happily together in her late husband's house.